the life process. There has to be something else that comes out of it, although it may never look like the thing we think it's going to look like.
Yeah.
And to be open to that and not stuck on the idea of, oh, it has to be this woman, or I'm going to be sad and I will be so sad about this thing I'm never going to get that I have to drink to deal with the pain. I think a lot of addiction is driven by an attempt to escape a pain that we think is impossible to escape. And if we could find a way to not, I don't know, I don't have an easy answer to addiction, but like whatever it would be that would have it be that that pain is seen differently so that there is a way through it, as opposed to you're just stuck in that pain forever, that would be a way to go about helping to resolve an addiction problem. But to do that, you have to really go inside and figure out what the fuck is going on. And I can't say that that's possible for everybody. I don't want to victim blame those who are suffering from addiction. That's not what I'm saying at all. That, such things can be impossible, I am sure. Um, and I don't know. I don't know either way. But my hope would be that for people stuck in that kind of a place, that there is some sort of a way through. And if these stories can help provide a sense of a way through, then good. And if they end up making people feel like, oh, you're just saying that my problem is my fault, and if I was just better, I wouldn't have this problem. It's like, no, there's the perfectionism. That's perfectionism, and that's clearly not what we're trying to do here. So, it's a mystery. The turning point is a mystery. When in any kind of 12-step program, they say you got to hit rock bottom. What is that? How does that work? Why does it work for some people, not other people? How come somebody's rock bottom looks this way, somebody else is in that exact position? They just keep engaging in the destructive behavior. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think there's a formula, but I think I want to live in a world where we are rewarded for maintaining hope.
I think we do live in that world, but yeah, what are you hoping for? Are
Mm,
you hoping to be the world's greatest novelist who is rich and beloved by everybody around you, living in a palace? You know, I'm sort of mixing the images of F. Scott Fitzgerald and Jay Gatsby, but I'm thinking,
interesting.
yeah, yeah, I think God, I forgot who said this, but I've heard that addiction can be seen as like someone searching for transcendence in the wrong place. And I think that combines with what you're saying about kind of trying to escape the pain as well. It's like you don't escape pain by getting rid of the thing that caused it. You move beyond it, you know.
Hmm. Hmm.
And
Hmm.
but it's like we're maybe holding on to that previous thing. Like why can't it be? Why can't it be? Why can't it be? So
Yeah, that's really interesting. I mean, you're the linking of that you just did of like the mixture of F. Scott Fitzgerald and Gatsby. It's like I'll have to go back and reread the story, or maybe you can tell me, but I'd like to go back and reread it anyway. But
mm,
I'm wondering, like if we look at it as Fitzgerald's unconscious trying to create an image or a dream or a story where Fitzgerald's own longing for this woman and the life that he would have if if they had married, and the sort of the palace and the servants, and showing how unsatisfying that is to Gatsby
yeah.
ultimately, because doesn't he like kill himself or something at the end? Or he swims, or some bad happens to him, but I can't remember the specifics.
He ends up It's a great story. So the woman he was longing for, Gatsby was longing for,
Mm,
Daisy, from when like he was in the army, so he was stationed in like Louisville, and then he's just like a normal kind of middle class guy, lower middle class guy or something in the army now. But then he's able to meet Daisy, who's kind of like this wealthy socialite, beautiful, perfect girl. Everybody wants to be her or be with her, and her family kind of entertains the soldiers that are about to go off to war as sort of like a kind of patriotic duty or something like that, honoring them kind of thing. And
mm,
then they fall in love, but then yeah, he realizes, oh God, I'm not good enough for her. I don't have the money. And then he does his kind of shady drugstore kind of businesses, and that's how he's able to get the wealth. And the whole time he's moving up in the sort of bootlegger world, he's looking across the bay at Daisy, who's now gotten married because he to sort of this awful guy in but from a super rich family. And then
mm,
he's able to reconnect with Daisy through the first person narrator,
mm.
um, and who's her cousin, uh, and uh, and then they start having an affair. Sorry, having to go through like the whole novel to answer your question,
No,
but
this is great. I forgot like half of this stuff, so please continue.
and I might be messing it up or glossing it over slightly, but or maybe a lot, but basically, so they end up having an affair, and then her husband kind of finds out about it, and he's having an affair with the wife of his mechanic. And through this horrible coincidence, and there's this car accident and everything, the mechanic ends up and then so the mechanic's wife is killed, and the mechanic ends up blaming Jay Gatsby for her murder or something like that, for her death, excuse me,
Mm,
because Daisy was driving the car, but it was Gatsby's car. It's a pretty
okay.
good plot. I'm kind of I should be able to tell it better, but um the mechanic ends up going to Gatsby's house after things have kind of dropped off with Daisy and just kind of become nothing, which is kind of an
Mm,
interesting thing.
hmm.
Um, because Gatsby, I mean, this is just like the self-awareness of Fitzgerald, but like not being able to put it in his life somehow is just a tragedy in itself. So Daisy is ready to get with Gatsby and to leave her husband, but he needs her to be just like he thought she was 5 years ago. I can't remember in what way, but I remember she it comes to a culmination in a conversation, and I think Nick Carraway, the first person narrator, says you can't relive the past. It's something like that, and Gatsby goes, "You can."
Ah,
And so Daisy just
oh,
she can't deal with that, and so it just kind of drops off. And so Gatsby is kind of at the end of his rope. He's in his pool. What the hell am I doing with my life? There's no purpose anymore. And then that's when he gets killed by the mechanic. And yeah, I think you may have remembered it like a suicide because it is like a suicide. It's like suicide by another person. So.
yeah. Wow. Wow, man. Yeah, I'd have to really dig into that, but just like a brief sketch of like Fitzgerald creates a story where the character gets the thing that Fitzgerald wants and is not happy with it, but still insists that he wants it and then dies and like it does, it feels like a broken fairy tale or something in that like there's not a happily ever after. There's not a, and not to say that like oh, if he and Daisy had gotten married, that would have resolved the story. I just mean that like the drive behind Gatsby doesn't become something else. It just dies. Um, and so Gatsby dies. The part of Fitzgerald that Gatsby represents dies unfulfilled and does not resurrect in some way. And not to say that we want Gatsby coming back from the dead in some weird, out of
Yeah.
the story, but like you could have like I don't know, just off the top of my head, like Gatsby dies, but then there's like a flower that grows on his grave or something.
Please like and subscribe for more of our open minded content and comment below on your thoughts or questions about the story. Let us know if you'd like us to cover another stimulating story, and thank you for participating.